Chapeau is a hard hat. She supervises the making of things we use every day, but which were at one time possibly dangerous substances. Let's head out to Bay Area Boulevard in southeast Houston. It looks like a giant erector set, this Roman Haas Bayport chemical plant near Galveston Bay. This place deals with some pretty strong stuff that can blow up or burn. They don't shut down at 5 p.m. or on weekends here. This is a 24-hour safety-conscious operation. 80 employees work here, mostly male. Nothing unusual about a chemical plant on the Gulf Coast. What is unusual is that the boss of this place is a woman, something rare in the chemical industry.
How do we check on the budgets, see how it's going?
Her name is Karen Murphy, 30-something, a graduate in chemical engineering. She supervises 2 product lines that are made here: monomers, which are used to make plastics, such as contact lenses, and plastics that are found in cars. Also, they make agricultural chemicals, such as herbicides. What steered her to this job?
I always liked chemistry and math, and so those combinations of strengths and interests kind of leads one to engineering. And I took chemical engineering in college, got a BS and then a master's, and got in actually to research at Roman Haas because I like to play with things and you'd be a little bit more creative in research. But I found a lot of my projects tending towards manufacturing. And once I got into manufacturing and worked with the people here, I found that was really where I wanted to be.
I asked Karen Murphy if she set her sights on being a plant manager.
Well, every time I'd get to a certain point, I'd say, now this is where I'm going to be. This is it. This is great. And sure enough, a couple years later, they'd say, well, how about trying this? So no, I never really imagined I'd get to this point. But it made sense at each step of the game, and I enjoy it.
The thing is, you can teach chemistry or medicine, but how do you teach managerial techniques, especially when one of your pupils turns out to be a female plant boss?
Oh, that's a good question. At engineering school, they never taught me how to deal with a lot of things that I end up with here. And a lot of it is people. You know, how do you work with people? How do you motivate people? How do you move forward? And so, you know, I didn't learn that at school. That's kind of the school of hard knocks and experience.
Then there's the matter of being on call day and night. It's a 24-hour-a-day job.
It is indeed. And I live just about 7 miles from the plant, and you're pretty much on call at all times. And have to be able to respond to any type of emergencies. Very important, yes.
And that means pressure.
Yes, and I think I've learned over the years on how to deal with it. When I first got into manufacturing and that constant pressure of knowing things are operating 24 hours a day, I've learned a little bit to step back and again to rely on the people who know the job best, which are the people that you'll see here today.
This is a part of the country where good old boys have a hard time not saying sugar and honey to women.
You know, it's funny, when I was at a different level in the organization, I'd get honey or babe every so often, and then turning red in the face when the fellow realized what he actually said. At this point, I don't seem to get that anymore.
Maybe it's because you're boss?
Yeah, maybe.
And about coming into a man's world as the boss.
A unique kind of situation. So people were curious, and I guess what I thought to myself is, well, I can be real nervous about this, or I can focus that energy into doing a very good job. And that's what I kind of do, is focus on the job, do what I need to do. And then, sure enough, in 3-4 weeks, people were stopping by and saying, boy, you know, I didn't know about this woman plant manager, but, yeah, you're doing all right.
She says she's not a tough boss, but she expects people to do their jobs.
I think I try very hard to get my expectations out there so people know what's expected, and that I really follow up that and say, where are we at, and I show an interest and let people know I am concerned. I think that's real important.
Her husband is a school teacher. The couple has 2 daughters. Husband and kids have adapted to her career moves.
I'd be lying to say it's easy, because it isn't. But my husband is very supportive and has encouraged me at every step of the way, and I think feels proud of the accomplishments that both of us have done together. My family is very important. They're number one.
Murphy says her career moves were not made with the women's movement in mind. It just happened that way.
Yes, and again, as I've moved up, I've taken that a little bit more seriously than I used to, because I have people give me a call and will ask, hey, have you ever encountered this, or can you help me here? So I do take that to heart, and I also take to heart that I need to help other women, minorities, also do well.
And what about the guys?
No, I don't find it difficult at all.
Is she a tough boss?
No, she's not tough, but what she says she means, but she's not tough. But she's very easy to get along with, and very nice to work with.
I think it was a lot of, I wouldn't say apprehension, it was a lot of curiosity when she came in. And I'm really pleased, I might say. She come in with a lot of changes. She hit our safety record hard, made a lot of improvements on that. So I would say for the most part, I like her a lot.
You don't have any problems yourself taking orders from a woman?
No, I don't, because I got a wife.
The day may come when doing interviews with female chemical plant managers won't happen because it won't be so unusual anymore.
I'm certain of that. We've got a lot of good women out there that are moving up, and you'll see a lot more of us in these positions.